we meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain.
When the hurly-burly is done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the setting sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath,
There to meet with
Macbeth! I come, great Macbeth. At our calls.
anon.
Foul is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report the scene of fighting's plight, the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of currents and gallaglass is his supplier, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smote with bloody execution, carved out his passage till he faced his slave, which ne'er shook hands nor paid farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, worthy cousin, loving gentleman,
As whence the sun gains its reflection in shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
dismayed not the sir captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows eagles, or the hares the lion. If I say so, they must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes against the foe, excepting them to bathe themselves in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha I cannot tell. But I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go! Get in, surgeons! Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
When a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banner flaps the sky and fans our people cold. Or Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. Till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, met him with some comparison. Point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And in conclusion, the victory fell upon us.
Great happiness.
Now, that swanger, the Norway's king, craves composition. Lord would retain him burial of his men until he dispersed at St. Column's Inch $10,000 for our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go! Pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine? Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. Arms thee, witch! The rumbling running cries. Her husband's jewel at the line, master of the Tiger, but to receive, I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give you wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. In the shipman's card, I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine, and though his ship cannot be lost, it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me.
A sailor's son. A drumming pistol.
Though we are sisters hand in hand, coasters of the sea and land, must you go about, thrice to dine and thrice to rhyme, and thrice again to make up 9.
Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called to fullness? What are these? So wicked and so wild in their attire that they look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it. Live you? Or are you what that man may question? You seem to understand me. Aisha had once heard choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, Thane of Flamus.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical, or indeed what outwardly do you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of royal having and of noble hope, that he seems wrapped with all. To me you speak not. If you can look into the sands of time and see which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your hatred nor your thanks. Hail, hail, hail. Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
All hail Banquo and Macbeth.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By signals that I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be common. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they then?
Into the air, and what seemed cold melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed!
Were such things here sweet to speak about, or have we been on the insane route that takes reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words.
Who's there?
The king hath happily received Macbeth the news of thy success. When he reads thy venture in the rebel's fight, his wonders and praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silence and viewing o'er the rest of the selfsame day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing of fear but what thyself did make strange images of death. Thick as tale came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises and his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him. We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee to sight, not pay. In earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, for it is yours, my worthy Thane.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help or vantage, or that with both, I know not. He labored in his country's wrack, but treason's capital confessed and proof have overthrown him.
Bloms and Thane of Codor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your thanks. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Codor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet unkindle you into the crown, besides Thane of Codor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness win us with honest trifles, betray us the deepest consequence. Cousins, a word I bring.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. Thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Codor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion which doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock against my ribs, against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look at how our partner is wrapped.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
No others come upon him, and like our strange garments, cleave not into their mold but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
When the Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Speak me of it. My gold brain was wrong with things forgotten. Your pages are registered, but every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what chanced, and at more time the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends!
Is execution done on Codor? Are those in commission not yet returned?
My lord, they're not yet come back. But I spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that, very frankly, he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him by believing it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed us to a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's instruction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Worthiest cousin! Oh, the sin of my ingratitude even now is heavy on me. Thou art so far before that the swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome, Hither! I have begun to plant thee, will later make thee full of growing. Noble rank, that hast no less deserved, nor no less deserves to be known. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Thy plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know, we will establish our estate on our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honors must not unaccompanied invest him only with signs of nobleness, like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and and mine is further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of your approach to my will. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Godor!
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down or else overleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye, wink at the hand, yet let that be, when it is done, to see.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the purpose of course they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came misses from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with hail king that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it. And that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned with all.
What is your tidings? The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who were so would have informed of preparation.
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe-top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the axis in passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Halt! Halt! Great laws, worthy Cawdor, greater than the both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my fame, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower to be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up fear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting butler, doth approve by his loving mentioning that the heaven's breath smells good in the air. No jelly, frieze, buttress, nor coin advantage, and yet the bird hath made its pendant bed and procreate cradle. When they most breed in haunts, I have found nearest delicate.
See, your honored hostess. Oh, the love that follows us sometimes our trouble, but still we thank his love. Herein I teach how you shall bid. God yield us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service. In every point, twice done, then done double. We're poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty promotes our house. For those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the vein of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor. Oh, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and gentle lady, we are your guest tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in common to rest their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me a hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well, it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank in shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here. That we but teach bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should, against his murderer, shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast on heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless quarries of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition which overleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have got golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn in their newest gloss, now cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time did I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the attic?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet we made both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given son, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I've lived while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my wool from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
We should fail.
We fail. Screw your courage to the sticking place, and we will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory. The warder of the brain shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies as in a death, what cannot you die perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers? Who shall bear the guilt of our great firm?
Bring forth men and children only, for thy undaunted nose shall compose nothing but maids. Will it not be received when we have marked in blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber, that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
And I take it 'tis later, sir.
Oh. Take my sword. Says that you're in heaven. Your candles are all out. Take thee that too. Heavy summons lies like lead upon me, yet I would not sleep. Merciful heavens, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's in bed. You have been an unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal in the name of most kind hostess, and shot up in a measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant of effect, which else should free have wrought.
All is well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall grant the time, when 'tis, it shall make great honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, yet keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good. Repose along.
Select you.
Go bid thy mistress. When my dream is ready, she strike upon the bell. But get thee to bed. Is this a dagger that I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision sensible, to feeling as to sight? Or art but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? Oh. I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way that I was going. And such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses. Or else, with all the rest, I see thee still, and on they laid in dudgeon. Doubts of blood which were not so before. There is no such thing. It is a bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. How over the half-world nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrate pale hecates, offerings, and withered murder. Alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace moves like Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth. Hear not my steps, for fear that very stones prates of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While I threats, he lives. Words to the heat of deed, too cold breath gives. I go and it is done. The bell invites me! Hear it not, Duncan, for it is it now that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold, but hath quenched them hath given me fire. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their posets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's that? What? Oh!
Alack, I am afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband?
The chief, dost thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream when the crickets cried. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, that they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me, with these hangman hands, listening their fears. But I could not pronounce amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I have most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the ruffled sleeve of care. Death of each day. Balm of hurt mind, sore labor's path, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thing, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring the daggers from the place they must lie there? Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? Oh, hands are here. Oh, they pluck out mine eyes. Oh. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? Oh. No, no. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red. Oh.
My hands are of your color, and ashamed were a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! More knocking! Get on your night gowns, occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
No Oh, my teeth were best not know myself. Wait, don't you with that knocking at what the hood is.
Sweet city, I just so pretty, missing huggles and hustles for sale. Here's a knocking indeed. If man were porter of Hellgate, he'd have grown old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you, here you only sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear on either scale against the other scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet cannot equivocate into heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor caught stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, never at quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had that to learn some more professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting dawn bonfire. Anon, anon. I pray you remember the porter.
Is it so late, brother? You want to keep you lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second clock. And right, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things is great, especially provoke?
Mary, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator of lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him up, off. Finally, giving him the lie, leaves
I
him.
do believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, in the very throat of me. But being too strong for him,
Although I reported him for
his lie, he did take up my legs, yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our now king has awakened, here he comes. Good morrow, sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring worth the thing?
Not it.
He did bid me call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour. I know this is a joyous struggle to you, but it is one.
In labor we delight, in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for it is my limited service.
Both the king answered that. He does, he did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams you prophesying, with accents terrible, of dire combustion and confused events, new hatches of woeful times. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh! Horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion hath made his masterpiece most sacrilegious murder, hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
Was it you say the life?
I mean his majesty. Go and destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak, see, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake, bring me a hour! Murder and treason! Bagel and Donald now awake! Shake off his sleep! Death's counterfeit and look upon death himself! Up and see the bright new image! Bagel and Malcolm, wake up! As from your grave rise up and walk that spice to countenance his horror! Read your words!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to our leave the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak!
Gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I have to speak. Repetition on a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Michael, our royal master is murdered.
What? Alas, what is our house? Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee contradict thyself and say not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. But from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh. By whom?
Angels of his chamber, as it seemed, had done. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which they found unwiped upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted.
Oh, yet, but I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who could be so wise, amazing, temperate, furious, loyal, and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood. His gaseous stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly bruised with gore. Who could refrain? That had a heart to love and courage to make that love known.
Help me hence home!
Lady! Why do we hold our tongues and others may blame this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here? Where are they? Hidden awful may rush and seize us? Let us away, our tears get rude.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady.
And when we have our naked frailties hid, which suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work. To know it further, fears and scruples shake us, but in the great hand of God I stand, and against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so on, so on. Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
What will you do? Let's not consult with them. To show an unfelt sorrow as an office the false man is easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland I. Our separate fortune shall keep us both safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the near bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest course is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
"Threescore and 10, I remember well. Within that time I have seen things strange. But tonight, this night, hath baffled me entirely."
Good Father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's acts, threatens his bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, yet dark night strangles the traveling lad. Is the night's predominance or the day's shame that living light the face of the earth entomb, and light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even as the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horse is a thing most strange and certain. Beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls and flung out against obedience as if they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
It so to the amazement of mine eyes that look upon it. Here comes the good Macbeth. How goes the world so now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known that it is more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, today what good could they pretend?
They were suburbaned. Malcolm and Donovan, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, and thus puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Thriftless ambition still. Such thriftless ambition to ride upon against thy own life's means. And 'tis most like sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scotland to be invested.
Where is his body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones. No, cousin, I'll to Fife. Well, now you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benefit goes, and with those who would make a friend of foe.
Thou hast the town. King, Otto, arms, all that's delivered and promised. And yet I fear thou hast paid most value for it. But it was said it would not stand in thy posterity, that myself should be the root and father of many kings. There comes some truth from them. It's upon you, Macbeth, their speeches don't shine. Why, the verities on thee made good. May they not be mine, oracles as well? Set me up in hope. But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request our presence.
Let your highness command upon me to which my duties are the indissoluble tie forever knit.
Were I due this afternoon,
I, my lord.
we should have else desired your good advice, which has been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it for you, bread?
Aye, my lord, as far will take up the time twixt this and supper. Be not my horse the better, I will become a bar over the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
Here our brothers and cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, filling their hearers with strange inventions as they do not confess their cruel heresy. But of that tomorrow, where we shall the cause of state craving us jointly. Hie your horse, adieu. Does France go with you?
Aye, my lord, our time does call pause.
Oh, I wish your horse is swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. Sir, over. Attend those men on pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing. But to be safely thus, our fears in Banquo do stick deep. In his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, into that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he, whose being I do fear. Under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them to speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be raced with an unlineal hand. No son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I fired my mind. For them, the gracious token have I murdered. Put rancors in the vessels of my peace, only for them. And mine eternal jewel, given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings. The seeds of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not last yesterday when we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference. Past in probation, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instrument who wrought within, and all things else to half a soul, to a notion praised, say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bound you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. As hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rogues, and demi-wolves are all cleft by the name of dogs. The value file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill which writes them all alike. And so then, now, if you have a station in this file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put this business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my lord, who the vile blows and buffets of the world hath so incensed, that I'm reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I am other, so wary of disaster, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance, to mend it or be rid of it.
Both of you know that Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against the nearest of my life. And though I could, with bare-faced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends which are both his and mine, whose love I must not talk, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down, thence it is I, to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall perform as you command, my lord.
Your spirit shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to point yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. and something from the palace. I always thought I required clearness. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll call to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Call upon you straight. Abide with them. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
I, madam, returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam.
Naught's had, all spent. Where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy.
How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone?
Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and beat herself while our poor mouths remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint. Both the world suffer, ere we'll eat our meals in fear and sleep in the afflictions of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than in the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come now, my lord. Sleek over your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray be you. Unsafe the while that we must lave our olives in these flattering strings, making our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must believe this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo in his playoff lives.
But in them nature's copy is not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums, hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, my dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Night thickens. The crow makes wing to rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we must do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west gate glitters with some streaks of day. Now spurs the weary traveler apace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark! I hear horses.
You're at the light there! Ho!
Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually so all men do, from hence to the palace gate make their walk.
Alight!
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
It'll be rain tonight.
The land come down!
Who did strike out the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down, the sun is fled.
We've lost best half of our way. Let's away, and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with our heartstrings. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst, be large in mirth, and we'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis banquets then. 'Tis better for you without than you within. Is he dispatched? My lord, his throat is cut. That I did. Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for classes. If thou didst, thou art the non-paragon. Most royal, sir. Leon's escaped. Then comes my fit again.
I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubts and fears. The banquet, safe.
Ah, my lord. Safe in a ditch he rides, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least a debt to nature.
Thanks for that. There the most certain lies. The worm that's fled hath in nature that will venom breed. No teeth for the present. But get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is soul that is often vouched, while 'tis a making 'tis given with welcome, to feed with us at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony, meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrancer. Now good digestion waits on appetite and health on both.
May it please your highness, sir?
Were the country's honor here roofed, were the graced person of our banquet present, whom we miss, who I would rather pity for mischance than challenge for unkindness.
His absence lays a flame upon his promise. Would it please you, my lord, to grace us with his royal presence?
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves your plans?
Which of you have done this?
Done what, my lord?
Thou canst not speak too. And never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus shall note him, you shall offend him, and extend his passion, feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am a woman too that dare look upon that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff! This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led to Duncan. All these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her grandam. Shame itself! Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see, look, behold, lo, how say you? Oh, if carnal houses and our graves and those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the mortal titles. Oh,
Quite unmanned and folly.
if I say it, I must
Fie, for shame!
Blood has been shed ere now. In general custom, gentle wheel was purged. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now, they rise again with 20 mortal murders on their crowns and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not use it in my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Here, I'll sit down. Bring me some wine. Fill full. Come, we'll drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Baker, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all in him we thirst, and all to all. Our duties and the pledge. Avaunt! And quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, or armed rhinoceros, or Hyrcan tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, under a mockery Why so being gone? I am a man. Pray you, sister.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meaning, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be that overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange now to the disposition that I owe, when now I believe you can behold such sights, and give the natural beauty of your cheeks when mine are black with fear.
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand up on the order of your going, but go at once.
Tonight, better help turn back.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by magpies and coughs and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning. Which is which?
What sayest thou that Macbeth denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one but in his house that I keep the servant fee. I will tomorrow, betimes I will, to the weird sisters. More shall they.
And to know by the worst means.
The worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am stepped in blood so far that should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in head that will to hand must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Go to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that once hard use. We are yet the young indeed.
Kate, you look angrily.
Have I not reason? Bedlams as you are! Saucy and overboard to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death. And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done, has been but for a wayward son, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Archeron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny, your vessels and your spells provide, your charms in everything beside. I'm for the air, this night I'll spend, a fatal, dismal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. All carried air comes round, and that distilled by magic sleights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him unto his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. For we all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, my little spirit sea sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll shall be back soon again.
My former speeches have my nature thoughts, which can interpret one. When I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Mary was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. And who cannot multiply how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donald Bain to kill their gracious father. Then, in fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, who were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his feet, and please heaven he shall not, they would learn what 'twere to kill a father. So should Fleance. But peace, for from Broadword, because he failed his presence in the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns his back and hums, as who should say, "You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer."
That well might advise him to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand cursed.
I'll send my prayers for him.
Birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drag.
then the charm is firm.
Oh, well done! I commend your pains, and all shall share in the gains. And now, about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all.
Something wicked this way comes. Open lots, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hands? What did you do?
I need without a name!
I conjure you with that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me! Though you untie the winds, and let them fight against the churches, though the easty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles do topple on their borders' heads, and palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, and the treasure of nature's germs tumble all together, even till destruction sicken. Answer me for what I ask of you.
Speak, demand. We'll answer. Would you rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters?
Call them. Let me see them.
Poor King sows blood. That Capuchin, her 9 pharaoh, from the murderer's giblets throw into the flames. Go myself and all his deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth! Beware, Macbeth! Beware the thane of fire! Dismiss me! Enough!
For whatever thou art, in thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast taught me a right with fear, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first. Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet, I'll make assurance that I'm sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live. That he shall tell the hearted fear it lies in sleep, in spite of thunder. Oh, what is this that rises like the issue of a king, and upon its baby brow, the rounding top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it. Be lion-mettled, proud, but take no care. Who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnwood to high desolate hills shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet Bonnet's foot! Oh, bounding stand, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise. And our high place Macbeth shall live and pay the lease of nature. Paying his time to more custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. If your art can tell so much, tell me, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this an eternal curse fall upon you. I see this cauldron. What noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Oh, thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! And my crown, the sear in my eyeballs, my hair, thy other gold-bound brow. first is like the third. The third is like the former. The fourth stars, eyes, filthy hands, lying shoulders. Nothing yet. I'll see no more. And then an eighth appears, which bears a glass that shows me many more. Some I see, that twofold walls and treble scepters carry. Oh, horrible sight! Oh, now I know 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. Oh, what is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. Why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his spirit. All charm here to hear the sounds while you behold their antics round. So this great king may kindly say, our duties do his welcome pay.
What had he done that made him flee the land?
Have patience, madam.
He had none. Perhaps do not have fear thing of prayer.
No, not in his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansions and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. But the poor wren, most diminutive of birds, will fight. Her young ones in her nest against the owl. Oh, is the beard that gives the lumps of the flight against so reason?
As I bid you school yourself, for your husband is noble, wise, judicious, and knows best the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but troubled are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor of what we fear, but know not of what we fear, but flow upon a wild and violent sea with each way we move. I take my leave of you. Not to be long before I return. Things at best will cease, or elsewards climb upward to where they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Father, he is. And yet he's fatherless.
I am such a fool, should I stay, it would be to my disgrace and your displeasure. I take my leave of you.
Sarah, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, lest it never fear the net nor the line, pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds are your net set for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How will I do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy him 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit. Yet in faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
By that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, it is someone who swears and lies.
And all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest man.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are enough liars and swearers to beat the honest man and hang them up.
God help you, poor monkey. How will thou do for a father?
If my father were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it'd be a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Pride, I know how thou talkest.
not to know, knowing your state of honor, I am perfect. I doubt some danger to put you near me. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage to do worse to you than for cruelty which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm! I remember now. I'm in this earthly world, where to do harm is often long. To do good, counted dangerous folly, why then alas? I suppose of that womanly defense to say I have done no harm. What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified from such a sour-faced fight!
He's a traitor.
Thou wast thou bastard villain!
Watch you, egg!
Young fry of treachery!
He's still me, mother. Run away. I pray you.
Let us seek out some desolate shade and there weep, our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and like good men bestride our downfall and birth to each new day. New widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out in syllable of dawn.
What I believe I'll wail, what no believe, and what I can redress as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you've spoken may be true, perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall pray your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul, where the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance, in there I define my doubts. Why, in that rawness left you wife and child, those strong ones, those precious motives, without leave taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed. Bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Where thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. For I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, nor the rich to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added withal. I think there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here, from gracious England, have I offer of goodly thousands. But, for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices, more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confined harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would all bear to oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is tyranny. It hath been the emptying of the happy throne and the fall of many kings. But yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so whittling, we have willing dames enough. It cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, feeling it so inclined.
With this, there grows, in my most ill-composed affection, such a stench as avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles from their lands, desire his house, and this other's jewels that my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more. That I should forge laws unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper. It grows with more pernicious fruit than some are seeming lust. And it hath been the sort of our slain kings. But do not fear. Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable without the graces waived.
But I have none! The king becoming graces, its justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several kind, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth. Scotland, if such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am, as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed. Your royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener on her knees than her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself hath banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, my hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion, child of integrity, hath for my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these strings hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom even now plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy detraction. Here unspeak the taints and blames I laid upon myself as strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and rejoice no less in truth and life. My first while speaking was this, upon myself. What I am truly is thine, in my poor countries to command. Whither indeed before thy dear approach? Old Seaward with 10,000 men already at a point was setting forth. Now altogether, and the chance of success be like our warranted quarrel. Why are we silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more not. Comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir, there are a crew of wretched souls that stay insecure. Their malady commences the greatest they thought. Yet at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil. A most miraculous work of this good king, which often, since my here remain in England, I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven, himself best knows, and strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye. The mere despair of surgery he cures, hanging about their necks a golden stamp put on with holy prayers. And 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue we have the heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne and speak him full of grace.
See who comes here.
My countryman, yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, but time to remove the means that make us strangers.
Sorry, man.
Scotland word to.
Oh, this poor country, almost afraid to know itself. Cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Nothing, but who knows nothing, if one seemed to smile. The sighs and groans, then shrieks that rent the air are made, not marked. Our violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. There the dead men's now is scarce asked for who, for good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps dying, or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation too nice and yes, too true.
What's the newest degree? That 7 hours age doth hiss the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Life, well.
And all my children?
How too.
The tyrant is not battered at the peace.
They were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a wiser of your speech. How goes it?
When I came here, with the tidings I had heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witnessed when I saw the tyrant's power. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, cause our women to doff their dire distresses.
Be comforted. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seamen and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would I answer such comfort, I would. But I bring words that ought to be howled out in the desert air where hearing can latch them.
What concern that? The general calls her, is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that is honest but shares in so low, but the main part pertains to you.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears forever despise my tongue for possessing them with the heaviest sound they have ever yet heard.
I guess that is.
Castle is surprised. Their wife and babe savagely slaughtered. To relate the query of this murder to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What? Man, now pull your hand upon your brows! Give sorrow words! The grief that does not speak whispers the all-wrought heart and bids it break!
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I will speak from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. Oh, my pretty ones. Did you say all? Well done! Oh, my pretty chickens, and their dam at one fell swoop.
Disputed like a man.
I shall do so. I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven gone and would not take their part? Sinful Macbeth, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own demerits, but for mine forsworn of their souls.
that grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with mine eyes, and the bracket with my tongue. But gentle hands, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length, set him. And if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go into the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have watched with you for 2 nights, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, write upon it, read it, seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in the most vast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and to do the effects of watching. Besides walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
Of that, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Nor to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes, and upon my life, fast asleep. Watch her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Light stood by her. She has light with her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sins are shut.
What is it she does now? Look at how she rubs her hand.
It is an accustomed action of her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance more strongly.
Out! Damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fine, my lord, fine. A soldier and feared. What need we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The fate of life had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that! You are all sorry!
Go to. You're no more, should not.
She spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows that she is known.
Yet here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh.
What a sigh there is. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom to save you a whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be so.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep who have died wholly in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you, yet again, Banquo's
buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Was she going out to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine physician. God forgive us all. Look after her, remove from her all means of annoyance, and keep eyes upon her still. And so good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led by Malcolm, his Uncle Stuart, and the good Macduff. Revenge burns in them for their dear causes. Would be, to the bleeding and grim alarm, excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way they are coming.
Who knows if Donald be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I will file all the gentry, their servant's son, and many other refused still now protest their first commandment.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do cause valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his tempered cause in the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking to his hands? Now minutely revolts, upbraid his faith breach. Those he command move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief?
Who then shall blame his passage sense to recoil and sorrow, when all that is within him does condemn itself from being there?
Well, march we on to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of this sickly wheel, and pour in our country's purge each drop of us.
So much as it takes to do the sovereign flower and drown out the weeds. I think we are marched towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood to come to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, big man. No man that's ever born of woman shall ever have power upon thee. Then fly, false things. Mingle with the English epistles. The mind I sway by, the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, that three-faced loon! For God, so that goose look!
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and override thy fear. Now live, boy! What soldier patch? There come thy soul, those living cheeks! Our counsels to fear. What soldiers? Wait this!
The English force.
Take thy face hence! Take thy face hence! Satan, I am sick at heart when I behold Satan! I say, this push won't cheer me ever or deceive me now. I have lived a long life. My way of life is fallen into sere, the yellow leaf, and things that should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses! Not loud, but deep, mouth on breath, that the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
Always confirmed to my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hurt. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out your horses. Stir the country around. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. Now, patient. Doctor, how does that patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that, as thou couldst, doctor. Pluck the rooted sorrow from the memory. Raise out the written troubles of the brain. And with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stubborn bosom from the things of peril which weigh upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister.
Don't bring me to the door! I'll never! Satan, send out. Give me my armor! Give me my staff. Put my armor on. Come, sir, dispatch. Doctor, if thou couldst, cast the water from my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that would applaud again. Power up! I say. Doctor, what ruther, center, or what purgative drug would score these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, sir, and your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I cannot be afraid of death and bane. To burn forth to come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the day is near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing. What wood is this before us? The wood of burning.
Let every soldier hew himself down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shun the number of our hosts and make discovery air and report of us.
It shall be done. We learn no other but that the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our settings down before it.
'Tis his chief hope. Whether's advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt. And none serve with his straight days, whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious subjects! The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative nor unsure hopes relate. Certain issues, strokes must arbitrate. Towards which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward wall. The cry is still they come. Our castle strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till the ague and famine eat them up. Were they not for those that we consider ours, we would have met them dead, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is it?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been that my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. My fellow hair would echo dismal trees, rouse and stir, and life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughter's thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. All our yesterdays have lighted fools away to dusty death. Out! Out! Bring that world! Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that breaks his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Let me interpret. If it be not so, within this 3 mile may you see it coming. I see a moving crowd.
If thou speakest false upon the next tree, thou shalt hang alive till famine claim thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham would do come to Dunsinane. And now, a wood comes to Dunsinane! On now! If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence, nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and now I do wish the estate of the world were now undone. Blow wind, come back, and we will die with harness on our back.
Now, near enough. Your leafy screams throw down and show like what you are. You, noble uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Word of the government we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak! Give them all back! Those glowing trumpets of blood and fury!
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly. But Berwick, I must fight the curse. What's he that's not born a woman? Such a one am I to fear or not?
What is thy name?
Oh, not be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name is Macbeth.
The devil himself has not God's title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest! Abhorred tyrant! With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Thou wast born a woman. Swords, I smile at. Weapons, laughter, scorn, that brandish my man, as of a woman born.
Wait, Moises. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched parents whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword, with unbattered edge, I sheath again undeeded. There shouldst be. And with this great glamour, one of greatest note seems brooded. Let me find him fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do brave in the war. In such a day as this, almost professes yours.
We have met with foes that fight beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn. Hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but give thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words! My voice is in my sword thou. Bloodier villain, the terms can give thee out!
Thou losest labor. As easy mayst thou the entrenched air with thy keen sword as to make me bleed. let thy blade fall on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Spare thy charm, and let the angel thou still serve tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely raped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so. For it hath cut my better part of man. And be these judgment fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that bring the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. Oh, not fight with me.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have these our rare monsters are painted upon a pole, and under it here may you see the time.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before the Malcolm feet, or to be weighted with the rabble curse. Though Burnham would do come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed being of no woman born, yet I will try my last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, "Hold enough!"
I would the friends we missed were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He lived but till he was a man. No sooner did he prove his prowess in the station in which he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he's dead.
Aye, and carried off the field. But measure not your sorrow by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Have you searched before?
Aye, on the front.
Why then God's soldier he be. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I'd wish none of them to a fair death. And so his knell is nulled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score. And so, God be with him. What nor comfort is this?
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where standeth the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee now encompassed with thy kingdom's pearl. We speak my salutation in their minds. Whose voices now I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland!
great expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth the earls, the first that Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who as 'tis thought by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else which calls upon us by the grace of grace, we shall perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.